Hey guys, this is your girl Akia, and I want to talk to you a little bit about chronic stress and how it's not just physical, but it's also emotional. For me, it doesn't always look like burnout or exhaustion. Most times it looks like I'm irritated. I shut down, I'm snapping at people I care about, and I don't even understand why. Does that sound familiar? This is where stress gets misread, not just by others, but internally. Chronic stress, it does live in our nervous system first, but expresses itself through emotion. It shows up as our shortened patience, increased reactivity, emotional numbness, feeling overwhelmed by small things, a low grade sense of pressure that never fully turns off. Not every emotional spike we have is about the moment that we're in. Sometimes it's just accumulated over time and it needs to release itself. In my daily reactions, sometimes I notice that I react quickly instead of pausing. I'm moving into urgency when it's not required. And I'm just feeling on edge with no clear reason. The body is scanning for a threat, even when there isn't one. So your stress impacts the emotions this way. And it isn't about weakness, by the way. It's about physiology, right? So when the nervous system is under chronic stress, your brain prioritizes survival over nuance, okay? So emotional regulation narrows the window for tolerance, and that even gets smaller, which means less patience, less clarity, more reactivity. It's not that someone can't handle emotions, it's that their system is already handling too much. A lot of people miss these signs. They're taught to look for stress physically, like fatigue, headaches, sleep disruption, but emotional stress signals are subtle and often normalized. So instead of recognizing stress, people say, that's just how I am. I'm just sensitive. I've always been like this. When in reality, some of those patterns are adaptive responses, not identity. This isn't about you being dramatic. And I want you to hear me. This is so important. There is a difference between emotional expression and a nervous system that's under strain. Chronic stress can intensify emotional responses, shorten the gap between feeling and reacting, and making regulation harder. So, what gets labeled as dramatic is often a system that hasn't had space to reset. Some common mislabels, I'm just impatient, is a nervous system in urgency mode. Or I shut down easily, protective withdrawal. I overthink everything, hypervigilance. I'm too emotional, reduced regulation capacity. These aren't flaws, they're patterns shaped by sustained pressure. So here's the signal to notice in the here and now: the speed of your reaction when something happens. How quickly does your body move into emotion? Before the thought, there's a shift. What's the shift? Is there tightness, heat, urgency, withdrawal? That moment right there, that's the entry point. There's a difference between responding versus reacting. Reaction, someone says something that feels off, the body tightens. The response comes immediately. Tone changes, words sharpen, defense arises. A response would be same moment, but there's a pause, just a few seconds. Awareness comes in. I feel activated. Then choice. I'm going to slow this down before I respond. The difference isn't perfection, it's space. Stress doesn't only ask for rest, it asks for awareness. Noticing what is happening internally before assigning meaning to it is where regulation begins. And that awareness creates just enough space to choose something different the next time. This is Akia Red. If you like what you heard, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Substack, follow me on Instagram. See you soon.